In the NFL, if he's close to the line of scrimmage, and the Bears are going to run the football, this will be his opportunity to show he belongs. I do not think he does. I feel he's a first-round bust. Has nothing to do with his school, and so it's his shot to prove he can play in the NFL.
Yeah, what makes you think he's a bust?
Okay, here's why. Because you know what? Number one, he was a bust in college, no matter what you say. In big games, he disappeared. Iowa, Ohio State, nowhere to be found. One interception.
Kid never had a great, but they played him at linebacker. Yeah, they played him out of position. I don't know if he has the position.
Why?
I think he's a great athlete. I think he's a great athlete with no position.
Okay, you know why? I think does that translate to the NFL? His punt returns have been horrific.
He was better. He had a couple long ones.
He lost his
I don't think he's great. I'm just being.
He lost. You're out. He lost his kickoff return job to a 7th-round draft choice, right? So back 2 days. Second to last guy taken in the draft. You know why they put him a linebacker last year? Because he can't pass cover. So we take him to be a DB.
I don't understand what they've done with him. I think he is, and this is where you get in trouble. And we don't have to kill this guy, but I think this is where you get in trouble. We know this. I think this is where you get in trouble with evaluation in any sport. He's a really good athlete. Fred, I don't know if he has a position, and I guess I'm not here to kill him. I just don't know what he is. I don't think anyone does.
It does, it is like to take pause. I wrote a story about that this week when Hugh Jackson asked him about him, and he said, it'll be good to see him play basically in the position he should be in. It's like, well, what happened the first 14 games?
Yeah, why
didn't you put him where he could play?
Who drafts the guy? Who drafts the guy the first time? You don't play him where he's supposed to play. Like the Cleveland Browns.
Fred had no trust.
You have somebody in there for the window of opportunity.
Yeah, I think the opportunity is there for Josh Gordon to show, put up or shut up, that you are a big-time wide receiver, and you can make the game-breaking play. That's what he talked about this week, is if given the chance, make it. Make the game-breaking play, and, if you're the playmaker, it's time to do so.
Greg, I love how Josh Gordon came out a couple weeks ago after Green Bay game and said, we just don't have that many great players around here. And I want to say, hey, sure, do you remember that you just screwed your teammate over for 3 years and now you're going to put him down? Every organization went to Josh Gordon and said, hey, shut up. Don't talk anymore. You have no business talking about what we have.
Why are we, bro?
That bothers me, and I'll never get past that because that just shows how he has no feel for what he's really going on and what he's done to people. And part of it is the Browns keep kissing his butt, telling him he's great. And that has not helped Josh Gordon in his life till this day and age. That bothers me so much because that to me tells you the culture and the problems. Then you had the coach come out that week and say it. You had the GM come out and say they didn't have real players. And it's like, who's going to put Josh Gordon in his place and say, you have no business saying if we have the talent or not. We can't even trust if you're going to be here week in and week out. That bothers me to the no end, and it tells me all the problems the Browns have. It's saying that I would say that it comes down to the MVP, Terry Pluto's MVP on the Cleveland Browns. I think it comes down to Joel Bitonio. In the weather like they have today, can he, can that offensive line dominate the Bears? That's the only way they're going to win.
And make holes that four guys like that, 5 guys with big feet that we can run behind it. So Crowell will have a big day.
Well, we can't get Crowell because he doesn't like him, so I'm going to throw him.
My gosh, that just bothers me as bad as the release they put out when they got Osweiler.
Oh, yeah.
They put it like an agate print, if you can remember that. Hey, we got a singer up here. Oh, we got this quarterback. Unbelievable. Well, it is. The only way to answer it is it was done by the Cleveland Browns. Well, but I know you get up early on these Sundays and you figure out scores. You not only say who will win, but you give us a score. And you've done all right on that this year. And look at you, look at that. I told you. You got that, Fred. That's new math. Now that's...
I wrote it left-handed.
Okay. Punch, about what time were you? This after you walk the dog or before you walk the dog?
After I walk the dog.
Okay, so you're invigorated.
Oh, I love the weather,
Okay, right.
Oh, I love
You
it.
come back in, you get that cup of coffee now. The dog's feeling good. Everyone's good, right?
Piece of perch for breakfast left over from dinners at Sokolowski's last night.
Well, what could be better than that?
Bro, I changed it, but still have the Bears winning this game 17-10. I had them winning 23-10. I'm thinking the weather's even going to cut back there if it in offense.
17-10 Chicago.
Yeah.
Fred, what do you see?
Well, I see a miracle of Christmas Eve. Browns win 17-16 on a blocked extra point.
Oh, wow. There is a Santa Claus, right?
You guys got way too many points. This is a game that's going to put you to sleep unless you put something in the egg. Come on, now. This is an egg. Nobody's watching but family and friends. Nobody but family and friends. This will be a 9-6 victory for the Cleveland Browns. Ho, ho, ho. That's a good ho, ho, ho.
Change the guy from Hades.
Yeah, he come in right into this weather. They'd probably say, can you cut me now, Hugh? Can we just get this over with now?
I gotta go with the Bears, like 13 to 10. 13 to 10.
2 touchdowns, that'd be unbelievable.
But again, what's the line? 6.5. They don't cover. No, I'll say 13 to 6. 2 field goals. 2 field goals. Yeah. No, they don't.
No.
The Browns don't. This was the thing I heard this week. We got a little time, Chris. This was the thing that really tells you all you need to know when you look at it analytically. I heard a national guy.
Yeah.
The Browns have been so bad. They have screwed up the guys that have no heart in anything. The guys in Vegas. People betting against the Browns have made so much money this year. They have not put the right lines. No, this is a fact.
It's a fact, yeah.
This guy was from Las Vegas. I heard him on a national show. They have just been so bad, worse than even the odds makers could have ever imagined. That the lines have not been right. That they've made. I mean, they tried to make them right, but they just kept thinking they could not be this bad.
Unbelievable. You know,
You can't, like you said.
Ho, ho, ho. All right, Merry Christmas, everybody.
Right, baby.
Coming up, Bill Savage, Bernie Kosar,
You ready?
and Deshaun Kaiser as well, as we are about a half hour away from kickoff. The Browns and the Bears, Universal Windows Direct Countdown to Kickoff show on News Radio WTAM 1100.
At the top and bottom of the hour, this is News Radio WTAM 1100, an iHeart radio station.
Good afternoon. I'm Rob Bailey. This is the 1230 report. First, your Channel 3 forecast. Cloudy skies early this afternoon with light snow possible and a high of 33. But from 4 o'clock on, we'll be under a winter weather advisory until early Christmas morning, with 1 to 3 inches of snow expected, possibly more in the snow belt. An overnight low of 23. Christmas Day, breezy with a high of 25 and a chance of more lake effect snow. This weather a service of the Exergen Temporal Scanner Thermometer.
The holiday season means sharing meals, memories, and unfortunately germs. Be sure to have an Exergen Temporal Scanner handy to protect the whole family from the first sign of the flu or a fever. Exergen knows something to be thankful for this year is peace of mind when taking temperature.
Right now, 33 degrees at your severe weather station. A disgruntled mail carrier accused in the slayings of his supervisor at a post office and a postal inspector outside her apartment complex has been officially charged with aggravated murder. 24-year-old Deshaun Stewart is accused of fatally shooting Lance Dempsey early Saturday at a post office in Dublin, and then driving to a Columbus apartment complex nearby and shooting Postal Inspector Ginger Ballard in a parking lot nearly 3 hours later. Senator Bernie Sanders says firing Special Counsel Robert Mueller would set off a constitutional crisis. Appearing this morning on CNN's State of the Union, the Vermont Independent says he's very concerned President Trump might fire Mueller. Sanders says attacking Mueller's character as the former FBI director investigates Russian meddling in U.S. elections is unacceptable. He says before Mueller was appointed special counsel, he was praised for his fine work as FBI director by both Republicans and Democrats. President Trump is sending Christmas greetings to U.S. troops stationed around the world. Via video hookup from his Florida estate, the president spoke to members of the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, and Coast Guard who are stationed in Qatar, Kuwait, and Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. Trump says, quote, they're the greatest people on earth, and Americans are thankful for them and their families. Your next news at 1 or when it breaks on Cleveland's News Radio, WTAM 1100.
Do you need a car? Been shopping only to be turned down because of bad credit, low credit, no credit, bankruptcy, or divorce? Guess what? Today's your lucky day, because now you can buy a car, truck, or SUV, just about any vehicle. It's true. Bad credit doesn't matter. No credit doesn't matter. Bankruptcy or divorce, it just doesn't matter. As a matter of fact, your job is your ticket to your new vehicle. We're Auto Credit Express, and we've helped thousands of people just like you. Antonio H. told us, great company, got me connected, and the day I went in, I drove off in the car I wanted. 100% worth your time. Need a car? Get started now and drive off as early as today. Just go to 19ignoremyscore.com right now. That's www.19ignoremyscore.com. Auto financing the easy way. 19ignoremyscore.com. Get started today. Auto financing the easy way.
Congratulations! You just won a 7-day cruise, all expenses paid.
7
7-day cruise? Nobody just wins a 7-day cruise. Sorry, but being at home doesn't make me stupid. And the vacations on TV are so expensive. But I do think it would be nice to just get away for a moment. Thank goodness I found iPlay.com. Once I downloaded the application to my PC, I found a whole new world of adventures. I can play over 2,500 games like Paris Mystery, Las Vegas Casino, and Lost Lands, all for a low monthly subscription with no extra fees. I can travel the world from right here at home, and I don't have to think about ridiculous scams or costly vacations. iPlay.com is free to download and easy to use. I deserve to have some fun, and now I do, every day on iPlay.com. If you want to get away and have some fun like me, download iPlay to your PC and start your own home adventure right now.
Why do we call it small business? Why not agile business, nimble business, dance circles around the big, bulky behemoths business? Ooma Office, the small business phone solution, has a virtual receptionist to direct calls to the right extension, and a mobile app to help you answer while away from the office. But all that's small really is the price, starting at only $19.95 a month. Visit Ooma.com, that's OOMA, or call 866-840-8792 to find out more. Ooma, the phone your small business deserves.
This is Steve from Stephen DeFranco Jewelers. The term hooking up has a couple of meanings. A romantic encounter, or getting a great deal on something like a beautiful engagement ring. At Stephen DeFranco Jewelers, we can hook you up with the perfect diamond engagement ring. Our prices are at or below internet prices. Our engagement ring selection is larger than anyone in Northeast Ohio, and our customer service is legendary. Stephen DeFranco Jewelers in Willoughby, your engagement ring hookup. You're on your own for that other kind of hooking up.
Here's a special message for those of you who owe the IRS at least $10,000 or more in back taxes. The IRS has special programs in place that could eliminate or reduce your tax debt by thousands of dollars. Call the tax helpline has been set up for you. 800-207-9169. Stop the wage garnishments, levies, and tax liens now. Once you've qualified and enrolled, the IRS will stop all the collection activities against you. These unique programs have been allocated to help the economy and significantly reduce or eliminate your tax burden. The IRS is currently accepting reduced settlements and other favorable programs. You may qualify for substantial savings, so get the help you need. And if you choose tax mediation services to handle your federal tax resolution, they'll do your state tax case for free. Take down the number now for the Tax Mediation Services Hotline. 800-207-9169. That's 800-207-9169. 800-207-9169.
Falls Motor City, the deal is for real.
It's the Big Finish event at Falls. Lease a 2018 Jeep Cherokee Limited 4x4 for only $189 per month for 27 months with only $995 due at signing. It comes with 4x4, leather seats, 8.4-inch touchscreen display, park assist, blind spot monitoring, 18-inch wheels, and much more. Visit FallsMotorCity.com for up-to-date sale prices on over 80 new Cherokees in stock. Offers good open for retail incentives for first finish. Documents only. All lease plus tax title plates. $10,000 per year. For more information about contests and rules on this station, go to WTAM.com and click on contests.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Back to the Universal Windows Direct Countdown to Kickoff, presented by GanleyAuto.com. It's the best team coverage of Browns football on game day on News Radio WTAM 1100.
We are getting closer to today's opening kickoff as the winless Browns take on the 4-10 Bears. It's a game that will feature rookie quarterbacks Deshaun Kaiser for the Browns and Vendors Mitchell Trubisky for the Bears. As always at this time, we get the thoughts of my favorite quarterback, number 19, Bernie Kosar. Bernie, here we are again on Christmas Eve. It's hard to believe the Browns are in the same situation as they were a year ago as they look for their first win. It really is hard to fathom, isn't it?
Wow, Mike, I thought you were supposed to be picking me up and making us feel good with the holiday spirit. I hadn't quite looked at it in that level of depth right now with everything going on, but you're unfortunately exactly right to be in this position to be hoping for a Christmas Eve win just to get one for the second year in a row. It almost doesn't seem fathomable.
It really is just, it is unfathomable, but here they are. That is the reality. We look at this game, and we've got rookie quarterbacks, both have had some playing time throughout the season. Kaiser for the Browns, and of course Mentor's own Mitchell Trubisky with the Bears. I want to get your thoughts about Mitchell. But for Deshaun Kaiser, Bernie, he's had moments where he's done some good things, and then he's just had some awful moments. What are you seeing as this winds down, as the season winds down for Deshaun?
Well, I think that looking at the two rookie quarterbacks in this week's game, and looking at how Mitchell, and whether a throwing guy like him, I've been watching him since his Mentor Cardinal days, a throwing kind of quarterback like him, this is the first time in his experience he's been in a John Fox almost exclusively. Let's run the ball all game, play good defense, special teams, and protect our young quarterback. Now, that may be right, that may be wrong. For right or wrong, the antithesis has gone on with Deshaun Kaiser. We throw the ball still quite a bit, opening up an offense that if he gets that confidence and that ability to understand the defenses, last week definitely was a setback. But he's been thrown a little bit out there, a little more than most young quarterbacks, and it'll be interesting, hopefully positively, how he responds. Just such a rough 21-year-old year for him.
Boy, they really have thrown him into a lot of situations, and the thing is, he really has no veteran behind him, so that's why they've left him out there, and you just hope that his confidence, though, is not cracked. I know that Duke Johnson said that he really feels that he's lost some confidence, and that's understandable, Bernie, when you don't win, isn't it?
Yeah, not winning is a part of it, definitely. How you win or how you lose also is a part of it. And again, I'm going to go back to last week's game. During the game, messing around, watching it, getting frustrated, talking a little bit like the Tim Couch. And I can go back to Tim Couch, Charlie Fry, Colt McCoy, Brady Quinn. The names go on and on about quarterbacks that probably played way too early, took way too many hits, and developed real challenging habits that were, for a lot of them, impossible to overcome. I definitely don't want to see that with another young man like Deshaun Kaiser.
I want to get another take from you on Mitchell Trubisky, being from Mentor. I know a lot of folks are really following his career and did already, and you saw him play a good bit in high school. Did you see it then, Bernie, that he had that ability to play in the NFL, or that if he just kept trending that way, that if he did it right, he would have this day that now has him playing for the Chicago Bears?
Well, anyone who says for sure would probably be exaggerating, but it does take a lot to get me to follow a certain kids. And I'm a big youth football guy and high school football fan, so it does take quite a bit to get my attention in those certain games. And he got my attention. I went to multiple games and enjoyed his composure, his arm strength, his quickness. He has athleticism. He's definitely got the physical tools, and he's showing to handle a market like Chicago, a tough coach like John Fox. He's shown in his first year that he can handle the tougher situations.
Browns try to get that win on Sunday on the road. Bernie, what's it going to take for them to find a way?
I think we're gonna see. There's been so much talk of how Chicago runs the ball with the young quarterback, and there's been a lot of, I mean, I don't want to call it second guessing, but when you don't win, you analyze why it didn't turn into a W and it turned into a loss instead. I think we're going to try the running game a little more with Deshaun, take some of the pressure off him. He's been put in some tough spots, having to bail people out. I know it's tempting with Josh Gordon back to want to get him the ball with David Njoku and Corey Coleman's back to try to stretch the field. But I think right now, with this time of the year, with the weather and the wind that you may get on Christmas Eve in Chicago, I think you're going to see both offenses in a run-oriented offense and both defenses with that extra safety up in the box.
Well, hopefully the Browns can find a way, gosh, to go through the season without a win. I know that the guys have talked about it. They want to try to get one day feel good at the end of the day, Bernie. They've not had that feeling yet.
We need that Christmas present.
There you go. Sounds like a plan. Bernie, as always, appreciate your time. Merry Christmas to you and your family. We'll talk again next week.
Merry Christmas. God bless you. Thanks, Mike.
And, of course, we'll visit with Bernie next week before the Browns wrap up the season against the Steelers. You're listening to the Universal Windows Direct Countdown to Kickoff show, presented by GanleyAuto.com. For windows, siding, doors, and sunrooms, call Universal Windows Direct. You'll be saying, I love my windows. Now, the Browns are dealing with a Bears team that is trying to sweep the AFC North. As tough a season as they are having, they are 3-0 against teams in the Browns division. They beat the Steelers 23-17. They beat the Ravens in overtime 27-24, and they beat the Bengals 33-7. That was probably Trubisky's best game. In that game, he was 25 of 32 for 271 yards with a touchdown as the Bears got that win over Cincinnati. You heard Bernie allude to the fact that John Fox can be a very tough coach. Here's what Fox had to say about Mitch.
I think he's done a tremendous job since we inserted him as a starter. Like any player, young player, they're going to make mistakes. What's been impressive about Mitch, he doesn't make the same one.
And for Mitch, how does he feel about playing against the Browns, having grown up in Northeast Ohio?
I think just in Northeast Ohio, there's a big sense of pride, so we root for all the teams being from there. And then it's a big football area, so growing up, just picking up football, going outside and playing, and dreaming of being in the NFL someday. And that's what it was for me. And my goal was to get to this point, and now that I'm here, it's just to get better every day.
So the Browns deal with Mitchell Trubisky and the Bears today. Will try to be the team that keeps Chicago from sweeping the AFC North. Well, as always, we check in with former Browns general manager Phil Savage to get his take on the Browns and the NFL. And Phil, as John Dorsey has moved into the role as general manager, your thoughts about any advantage he has now, or what do you think he's looking at and what's going through his mind at this point?
Well, I think for John Dorsey, he's at a bit of an advantage compared to most of the GMs that have come through town because he's getting a chance in this final month of the season to really take inventory of this football team on the field, off the field, with the players, with the coaching staff, with the scouting staff. So he's getting a bit of a head start as compared to some of the other changes that will be made after the season at other teams. So I think it was a wise move. They were going to make a change at the position. It was good to do it before the end of the season, give John Dorsey a bit of a jump start on his tenure there.
Phil, when you look at the situation, he gets the jump start, but he inherits a head coach who the owner says will be back. Dorsey was asked about it, and basically his response has been, I think ownership has already spoken on that question. He says that he's worked well with Hugh to this point, but it's not his guy. What are your thoughts about that if they go into this next season with Hugh Jackson as head coach?
Well, I think the reality is that you've got to look and see what dominoes fall outside of the Browns. And there's been a lot of speculation about Marvin Lewis perhaps moving on from the Bengals after 15 years. We know that the Brown family down in Cincinnati has an affection for Hugh Jackson. I think the other thing to keep in mind is that we don't know if John Dorsey has a coach in mind, if that coach is available. And so I think that all of this, I think they're couching their words, they're saying the phrases to get through the end of the season, and then we'll see what the fallout is after Black Monday, because I think that if John Dorsey has a coach in mind that shakes free or is on another team right now that perhaps is in a playoff push that he has a relationship with and he can get his hands on him, then I think that ultimately he'll get the coach that he wants. But if he can't get that person, then he may be satisfied to ride it out for a year with Hugh Jackson. The problem with it is that the Browns are expected to take a quarterback in this spring's draft. So if you want to invest and try to develop that quarterback, are you going to go all in with Hugh Jackson and then it ends up only being a one-year deal, or do you just start fresh with a new coach and a new quarterback?
It just is that complex year after year. Phil, let me ask you this. You've been in the front office. You know what works, what does not work. The hierarchy, the way it's set up now, as we understand it in Jimmy Haslam's words, is Dorsey, the GM, reports to him. Hugh Jackson, the head coach, reports to him, the owner. Is that the way it works the best? That to me just looks like a problem. There should be one guy between the owner and then the coach in terms of the way the franchise is run. What are your thoughts?
Well, I interviewed 5 different times for GM jobs, and every one of them seemed to have a different sort of structure. And one of the situations that I got involved in, they had it set up that way, that the owner would be the tiebreaker when it came to personnel decisions. And my reaction was, well, wait a minute, if I get outvoted 2-3, or 2-1 rather, 2 out of 3, and we make a decision that's involving a player, that's going to go on, quote, my record, and it's going to be on my hands, and I didn't have anything to do with it. And so ultimately, I decided not to go that direction with one of the other clubs in the NFL. I think that there's a reason why you've had the traditional model in place. Yes, the game has changed. We've all gotten modernized. We all look at our phones all day long and tweet and Twitter and all that. But the truth of it is, there's a reason why there's been traditional models in all of the different sports, and most, if you stay consistent and true to it, will work. And, the other fly in the ointment here is the Paul DePodesta situation. Who does he report to at this point, and how does the analytics piece of all this fit with what John Dorsey does, which is primarily instinctive scouting, basically relying on the eyes and the knowledge of his personnel staff to go find the players that will fit the systems that the coach wants to put in place.
And Phil, that is the biggest thing now. If there's something we can put some hope in, we know the Browns have the first overall pick, maybe as high as 4 in the draft. When you look at that, is that quarterback out there? Would you take this thought? Find that quarterback, whether it's Darnold, Rosen, whoever, take that guy number 1.
Well, I think they're going to be almost in the position like they were last year with Myles Garrett, where from a perception standpoint, from the idea that they're trying to solve the quarterback riddle, I think they ultimately will almost be forced to take a quarterback number 1. I think it's honestly a little early to say, because we don't even know if Sam Darnold's going to be available. He could very well go back to USC. He's got 2 years left of eligibility. You got to do a lot of homework on Josh Rosen. And again, I think the name to keep an eye on is Josh Allen. He's the biggest and the most physical of this group of quarterbacks, and he's got the strongest arm. And to me, in that weather circumstance in Cleveland, knowing what the weather's going to be like the second half of the year, you got to have a guy that can spin the ball through the elements up there.
Former Browns general manager Phil Savage on the Browns of today, and peeking ahead to that ever-important draft in front of the Browns next year. Now, the Browns just want to get a win, as they've gone 14 weeks now without having that good feeling at the end of the day. And, of course, they also have heard the talk about the plans for a parade if indeed they have an 0-16 season. When asked about that, here's what Hugh Jackson had to say.
Again, they're entitled to do what they want. I truly get they have true passion about the Browns, and we really appreciate that. We haven't been good enough. Let's just be honest. I mean, that's where we are. So everyone in our organization is working extremely hard to make sure that there's not a parade.
And as far as the players' thoughts, here's what Senator J.C. Treader has to say about the parade.
People can do whatever they want. I hope we as a group ruin what they're planning. But people are entitled to their own opinions and whatever they want to do or celebrate. I might not be a fan of it, but it doesn't offend me. I'm not easily offended. So they can plan whatever they want, but I hope we ruin it.
Last year the Browns found a way to win a game on Christmas Eve, but they did it at home. This year it will have to be on the road as they battle the Bears. Now that does it for today's Universal Windows Direct Countdown to Kickoff show, presented by GanleyAuto.com. For windows, siding, doors, and sunrooms, call Universal Windows Direct. You'll be saying, I love my windows. Coming up on WTAM 1100, it is the news, followed by the Fox Sports Blitz with updates of all of the NFL action. And then following the Browns and Bears, it's the End Zone Show with Anthony Alford. This is Mike Snyder saying, go Browns and Merry Christmas. Here with a mere 30 seconds to impress upon you the importance of being on time. That's something the pros of 1 hour heating and air conditioning not only aspire to, they actually guarantee it. Yep, if 1 hour is even 1 minute late, your service is free. No backpedaling or fancy talk, just highly skilled pros who show up on time and stay on the job till your problem's fixed. Imagine if the whole world worked that way. For an on-time guarantee, trust 1 hour heating and air conditioning. Terms and conditions may apply. Each location independently owned and operated and licensed in their respective state or county.
If you're 85 or younger, would you like peace of mind and comfort for your family? We're Final Expense Direct with an urgent message for you. The average funeral today costs over $8,000, but the most you'll get from government benefits is $255. How will your family pay the difference? We can help. Our senior